Hi, this is Jordan. This month's XDA Developer TV is brought to you by the Samsung Smart App Challenge 2012. Enter for your chance to win your piece of over $4 million in cash prizes by clicking the banner at the top of xdadevelopers.com or by visiting developer.samsung.com. It's Monday, June 18th, 2012, and here's a recap of the stories that happened this weekend over at the XDA Developers website. As you can see, I'm not in my normal element, so things may look and sound a little bit different, and of course there will be a bit of background noise, so I do apologize for that in advance. But let's get on with the news. If you're like me, you've probably heard of the plethora of new HTC and Samsung devices that have amazing cameras and amazing camera features, such as burst shot mode. And if you, like me, are interested in these features, you may be in luck. XDA senior member Android India notified us through the forum of an application developed by Spritefish called Fast Burst Camera. And Fast Burst Camera does exactly what you would expect it to do. It adds a burst mode to your camera. Now, depending on the speed and the quality of your device, it's going to vary in what sort of burst mode you'll actually get. However, people have seen it get up to 30 frames per second burst. However, on low-end devices, it's more like 5 to 10 photos per second, but you just hold the shutter button for continuous shots and you tap it over and over again for fast, rapid, one after another shots. And there's supposed to be zero shutter lag. This is something that I find kind of interesting, so I might be trying it out on my tablet and or my phone. But if you're interested in that yourself, go ahead and head over to the Play Store and see if you can find a copy of it, see if it works for you. In other news, it's long been known to be a problem that Android has some audio latency issues. For a lot of people, for the average end user, they're probably never going to notice it. You know, if you're playing back a video or if you're just doing some random MP3 playback and stuff, you're not going to notice any real audio issues. However, if you do any sort of video chatting or virtual instrument playback stuff, you might notice it. The problem was apparently brought up at Google I/O over a year ago and nothing was ever done about it. Android 4.0 has come and gone and the problem was not fixed. However, owners of the Samsung Nexus S and the Galaxy Nexus now may have a reprieve from this problem. Thanks to XDA forum members Windows X and Von Video, they've created modified versions of the audio libraries for Android that basically take the Nexus S and the Galaxy Nexus and make the audio latency significantly reduced. However, these do not work on all ROMs, they don't work on all kernels, but it is definitely a good jumping off point, so it might be worth taking a look to see if you can implement this on your device or if you can somehow help out the cause. So if you are interested in helping out or looking at this or just trying it out yourself, head on over to this forum thread and see what you can do. Now let's have a little bit of Samsung Galaxy S3 news for a little bit. In the past there have been quite a few toolkits released, primarily for HTC devices, and we've seen a lot of them on XDA. Well, thanks to XDA senior moderator and recognized developer Skip, there is now a toolkit available for the Galaxy S3. And essentially it does a lot of stuff. I'm going to read off a few of them here for you. It can install drivers automatically, back up and restore a single package or all of your apps, user data, and internal storage, dump selected partitions, install BusyBox, root any build, flash stock recovery or CWM recovery, flash insecure boot image. Essentially lots and lots of things that are very commonly used for a lot of people in this community. So if you have a Galaxy S3 and you're interested in taking a look at this, I'd definitely recommend heading over to the forum thread. And speaking of the Galaxy S3 and cameras, since we were talking about that a little bit earlier, XDA forum member HyperX has created a camera mod for the Galaxy S3 that, of all things, adds 30 megabit per second video. Now to put that in perspective, a typical pocket camcorder like the flip camera would have about 9 megabits per second. Typical phone would probably be anywhere from 6 to 10 megabits per second, probably less than 6 for most phones, and my DSLR that I traditionally use for filming does 48 megabits per second, so you're somewhere in between a normal phone and a point-and-shoot camera or something and a DSLR with this quality. It also adds some interesting other features like being able to start the camera while you're in a call, using the volume up and down to take photos, higher quality audio, a completely silent camera mode, and some interesting focusing or not focusing aspects, meaning you can do things with focusing or without. You know, you just sort of have your options there. You just get a lot more features, a lot more options. So if you do have a Galaxy S3 and you're interested in doing some more work with your camera, this might be worth a look for you. And one thing that will definitely be interesting and worth looking at in the long run, this weekend XDA recognized developer Explode Wild of Team Hacksung released the first nightly build of CyanogenMod 9 for the Galaxy S3. However, there are a few caveats to it. FM radio, the default FM radio, is not working. Using flash in the camera can cause some problems, and the LED does not light up when you're charging. However, those are some relatively minor issues, so if you are interested in trying out CM9 on your Galaxy S3, it might be worth taking a look at this thread. And the last thing I'd like to talk about today, because I've been traveling for 2 days straight and I am completely exhausted. If you haven't seen it already, a new video came out this weekend from XDA Elite recognized developer and XDA TV producer AdamOutler. But this is a very interesting, very fun video. It's a contest to win a development board. It's an ARM Cortex V7 board. It's basically like a phone without all the phone components. So if you wanted to do some sort of hacking on that, this would definitely be a good way to get into it. For all of the details and information, watch his video or check out the thread on the forum. I'll have the link to the post on the website down in the video description, and the links to all the other stories I've talked about, again, down in the video description. That is all that I have for you today. If you like this video, do make sure to hit the like button down below and hit the subscribe button up above if you want to be notified of any future uploads. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a few days.